Dear brothers and sisters, here Chamonix-Mont-Blanc. Some words about this place. In 1760, Horace Benedict de Saussure, a scientist from Geneva, offered a reward to the first person to reach Mont Blanc. On August 8, 1786, Jacques Balmat and Michel Paccard, both from Chamonix, made the first ascent of the mountain. A year later, de Saussure himself, with the help of Balmat, conquered the summit of Mont Blanc. The arrival of these explorers changed the lives of local inhabitants. Expeditions could only take place in summer, and local farmers became guides and hoteliers, at least for part of the year. Fine hotels and their facades can today be seen throughout Chamonix-Mont-Blanc. They testify to different stages of the city's development, and each of them shows the architectural style of its era. Take a walk around the city and look up to admire the facades, trying to guess in which era each building was built. You can also take the Legitimidi 16 December will be possible. Cable car to the top of the or take the train from Montanvert to Mer de Glace, because Chamonix-Mont-Blanc can also be explored upwards. But can you imagine going to the glacier on the back of a mule or in sedan chair, as was done in the past? Difficulty is what wakes up the genius. I cried when I was without shoes, but I stopped crying when I saw a man without legs. Sometimes let's try to appreciate the prosaic value. The noble laureate wrote, "Everyone has a deep longing inside. We miss this or that person, this or that thing. But what we really miss is God, because man is a constant prayer. Man is prayer through his longing. But on the other hand, the longing side needs help. He who cannot cope with life while alive needs a hand to ward off the despair over his own fate. But with the other hand, he can write down what he sees under the rubble, because he sees differently and more than others." Franz Kafka noticed. Some of the most generous people have no money. Some of the smartest people have no education. Some of the nicest people have suffered the most. At this point, I would like to tell readers about my attraction to travel from time to time. Let's say, tell the story of two heroes' journey in a time machine to the lands of customs and cultures from the turn of the century, with the order to carry out a very special mission. Because the fate of the world will depend on whether it succeeds, I believe. And if you have already decided to travel around the world, I invite dear readers to visit Bad Kreuznach, a town near Mainz in Germany, a distance of 30 minutes, with the famous statue of a soldier named Pantera, a Roman legionary, according to secular legend, the father of Jesus who met Mary while his unit was stationed in Nazareth. This story is very close to every Christian. Tiberius Julius Abdius Pantera, born 22 before Christ, Anno Domini 40 died, was a Roman Phoenician soldier born in Sidon, whose tombstone was found in Bingerbrück, Germany in 1859. The historical association of this soldier with Jesus has been long-standing. The work of the ancient Greek philosopher Celsus has been lost, but according to Origen's account, see its work against Celsus. In Celsus' work, Jesus was depicted as the result of an affair between his mother Mary and a Roman soldier. Celsus said that she was convicted of adultery and gave birth to a child by a certain soldier named Pantera. Biblical scholar James Tabor claimed that Tiberius the Panther may have been ministering in this region at the time of Jesus' conception, but more recent research has shown this claim to be highly dubious. Christopher Zeichmann went so far as to say it is uncertain exactly where the Panther unit was located in the year leading up to Jesus' conception, but it is certain that it was not Judea or Galilee. Both the ancient Talmud and medieval Jewish writings and saying reinforced this concept, this legend, by referring to Yeshu ben Panther, which translates as Jesus, son of the Panther. Tabor's hypothesis is considered highly unlikely by mainstream researchers, given that apart from Greek and Jewish texts, there is little other evidence to confirm the paternity of the Panther, who ultimately remained in Germany. So there are plenty of places on the human globe to visit, but first it is also worth getting to know the Christian culture itself. In turn, if you intend to be the Prime Minister of the government in the future, I encourage readers to read The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. Interested readers can draw at least 10 lessons from this influential book, a foundational work in economics first published in 1776. 1. The invisible hand. Smith introduced the concept of the invisible hand, suggesting that individuals pursuing their own self-interest unintentionally contribute to the overall economic well-being of society. Second, 2. Division of labor. Smith emphasizes the benefits of the division of labor, arguing that specialization and efficient allocation of resources lead to increased productivity and economic growth. 3. Laissez-faire economy. Smith advocates a laissez-faire economic system in which minimal government intervention allows markets to operate freely. He argues that individuals pursuing their own self-interest will collectively contribute to the public good. 4. Market forces and prices. Smith discusses how market forces, especially supply and demand, determine prices. He argues that prices convey key information about scarcity and value in the market. 5. Wealth creation. The book explores the factors that contribute to wealth creation, emphasizing the importance of capital accumulation, investment, and productive work. 6. The role of government. Although Smith favors limited government intervention, he recognizes the necessity of the state to provide public goods, maintain justice, and prevent monopolies that could hinder competition. 7. International trade. Smith discusses the benefits of international trade, arguing that specialization based on comparative advantage allows nations to maximize overall production and consumption. 8. The role of self-interest. Smith recognizes the role of self-interest as a motivator of economic activity. He argues that individuals pursuing their own self-interest contribute to the overall well-being of society, I said. 9. Theory of value. Smith contributes to the labor theory of value by suggesting that the value of a good or service is related to the amount of labor needed to produce it. turn, concern for the common good, despite the emphasis on self-interest, Smith recognizes the importance of a sense of moral obligation and social cooperation for the common good. He argues that individuals should contribute to the good of society. The wealth of nation laid the intellectual foundation of classical economics and had a profound influence on economic thought. While some of the ideas have evolved over time, the lessons learned from Smith's work continue to influence discussions about economic policy, market dynamics, and the role of government in the economy. The nicest ones, brothers and sisters. Finally, I will return to my beloved poetry. There is still a place for you in my heart. Sing, Nana Muscuri, woman from Greece. Your last letter came this morning. You write that you are on your way to unknown destination. Wherever the wind takes you, you say you following the sun, but are you sure what you're doing? After everything you've ever said, is this the street you're looking for? But wherever you go, there is still a place for you in my heart. There is no one in your world who loves you like like me do, and no matter how far the path takes you, there on the horizon that heart still has a place for you. When you come back, even when you ride, you're with me. When you're flying on strange clouds, I know your heart is no longer here, only with the country you moving through. Every road also has its destination, even if it happens in no man's land. In every match there are losers, and dreams eventually die. But wherever you go, there is still a place for you in my heart. There is no one in your world who loves you like I do. And no matter how far your path takes you, there on the horizon that heart still has a place for you. When you come back, in 1,000 days or more, if you know the oceans, maybe you will come back to me, because your sun no longer burns. There is no one in your world who loves you like I do. Even if years pass, there is still a place for you in my heart. The last Booker winner for his book, The Prophetic Song, Paul Lynch, recently, writes, "This place called heaven, this kingdom of perfection and eternal life, when it comes down to it, no one ever wants to go there. Isn't that strange? I tell you what I saw. I saw faith crumble at the moment of death. I've seen people fight this in every way possible. I saw the terror in the eyes, scratching, squirming. If God is eternal life, why does no one ever want to go to him and be with him, meet him?" Paul Lynch, Red Sky in the Morning. Daylight tricks you into thinking that what you see is true. It allows you to go through life thinking you know everything. But the truth is that we are sleepwalkers. We walk through a night that is chaos and darkness, and forever keeps its truth to itself. Paul Lynch, Grace. I spend a lot of time in my own thoughts, wandering between myself and the saddle, and I can't come up with much, but I came up with this idea: the difference between man and the animal is that we can imagine the future, and they not. But what makes us know better than them is that we can't predict it. Dearest ones, brothers and sisters, open wide the doors to the Redeemer, the risen Jesus. Oh, Jésus ressuscité, and your life will change. Michael Jordan, American, said, "I missed over 9,000 shots, throws in my life. I lost over 300 matches. 26 times I was trusted to make a winning shot and I missed. I have lost all the time in my life. That's why I achieved success. Our world is as connected as a painting. Choose not the bun, but the big bun. Personally, I intended to combine the words religion into a maximum of three great religions. If I could, and I cannot, I would choose one universal religion of the world, Power Church. And I would combine the American Church of Scientology, the Anglican Church, the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter Days, Catholicism, and the Padmanabhasvami Temple in India into one religion. So, Orhan Pamuk writes, if a writer has a moral obligation, it is to identify with those who are not like him, to adopt the perspective of the other. On the occasion of the upcoming Christmas 2023 and the entry into the New Year of Grace 2024, I give the award of Saint Joseph everyone, me wishing each reader health, family joy, and the last tolerance. Ad multos annos. Peace with you all. Sia lodato Gesù Cristo. Stanisław Barszczak, author.